YouTube, what's going on? What's up? I'll show you some of the stuff that I found yesterday, starting with this 53 Chevy. Don't buy a lot of mainline Hot Wheels, but 53 and 54 Chevys, also 55, 56. Definitely cars I'll pick up as long as they don't look too goofy. This one is borderline, but it made the cut. Also found this Magnus Walker. Sweet little mainline here. So I found those. I did end up getting this. It's a different tooling than the ambulance from the Best of the World. That one has plastic up here. So that one is like the retooled version of this. This one looks really good though. I like the wheel and tire choice. Seems to have better detail. So I did end up getting that. A really cool Greenlight. Well, before I show that one, I'll show this one. Well, Greenlight Blue Collar. Pretty awesome to have an XLT. That ladder rack. Pretty dope. This is not the first time we've seen this setup from Greenlight. This one came out in Country Roads. Quite honestly, I think I like the white one better just because it's more of a utility truck or a fleet truck. You can see the difference between the XLT and the XL. The composite front end versus the chrome front end. Same tooling though. XLT wheels versus the XL wheels. But, I don't know. Both are pretty dope. It's a nice low number, $249. I don't even know what this one is. $4,400. Okay, and then I got this. I found about 15 of these, so I cleared Walmart out. So I do have a little pile of these. I'll probably keep half of them and trade or sell half of them. Awesome little 83 Sylvie though. To me, that's one of the best, if not the best, livery that they brought it out with. Alright. The coolest Greenlight thing I did find is this thing. It's a beast. So we'll start with the truck here. That is a Dodge Ram 2500 Cummins turbo diesel with the gooseneck. This trailer is sick. I wanted to say too, I've been looking at this for a couple days since getting them. That might be Greenlight's nicest tooling. Might be their nicest tooling. You've got the spare tire up here on top. This whole assembly is adjustable, and then the hitch in the bed. I thought that they would have to retool the bed maybe, but after thinking about it, that wouldn't make a lot of sense because they'd have to retool all the beds. And so what they've done is they've tooled a little plastic assembly. You can see where the glue is all over in there, but basically this is probably the best way to do it because now you can throw that in the bed of any truck and have a gooseneck assembly. The trailer is killer. I mean, as you can see, it's huge. Excuse me. You can put basically any Greenlight casting will fit on that. Any car or truck. Obviously, the SD trucks won't fit. And the HD trucks won't fit. But any of the cars or trucks will. These are little ramps. These things pop off and those flip down, and those are your ramps. The wood finish on this is some of the nicest. I don't know how much of that will show through, but a lot of sculpted detail, and then it looks to me like what they've done is painted like a tan color, like a tan color base, and then put some darker, like brownish color tampos over the top. It gives it a very, very, very highly detailed look. And then the ramps, as they fold up, you have your brake lights, warning lights. And it is a dual axle trailer. Very cool. Looks like a new wheel tooling, because I don't think we've seen these wheels from Greenlight yet. So, just an awesome setup. It's a really nice setup. It's going to be a hot trailer, I think. They have a couple of really cool trailers coming out with this. I forget what series this is, but you'll be seeing on my channel. Well, you've seen 2 of the 4. So I need the dump trailer and I need the glass trailer. Okay. It is Sunday today, and I made the trip. I made a 60-mile round trip up to North Scottsdale to a buddy of mine's house who is a diecast aficionado and also a diecast dealer, but he only deals in import castings, and most of them are import diecast. So it's all mostly JDM, but he does have a lot of Euro stuff. But most of the castings are brands that are not commercially available here in the United States. So there are a few exceptions to that, like this, which he sold me for a $1 bill. So now I think the only one I need is the black, the murdered out one. But yeah, he practically gave me this just because of the lot that I ended up buying. I love these Johnny Lightning Landies. Okay, now I didn't prep for this. The only thing I did, I got a Kyosho Ferrari, and those are model kits, and they require assembly. So I threw this one together, but the rest of the stuff, you know, it might be a little bit time consuming getting them out of the packaging. But here is the Ferrari that I picked up today from Kyosho. This is the 512 BBI. It is a beautiful tooling from Kyosho, which pretty much every tooling that they do is pretty much beautiful. So this wouldn't be any different. It's a really nice roller, which sometimes can be an issue with Kyosho. But the detail is right up there with TLV for best in the business. So a sick little Ferrari, definitely glad to add that to the collection. And 2, 4, 6. So I got 7 more cars here. This is all stuff that you're probably not going to see on a lot of YouTube channels, if any at all. I know I've added a lot of new subscribers over the course of the last 8 months or so, which is really about the last time I bought from him. If any of you are wondering, this is all sourced from the Toy Pimp on Instagram. He's local to me. I've gotten to know him pretty well, and I've been to his house a few times. And whenever I have the itch to buy this kind of stuff, I just shoot him a text, and we make an arrangement. And today, I just went down to his place and basically had my way with his assortment of stuff and chose out the castings that I wanted. I've got a whole pile sitting over there of stuff that that I'm contemplating. He will be selling in Tucson in 2 weeks, so I'll see him down there, if not sooner. Anyways, this car is a Konami. Now, I do have a small Konami collection. Let me finish up that thought. So, a lot of you guys and girls, probably, analytics tell me 20% of my viewers are female. So, guys and girls, if you're new to the channel, and when I say new, if you've joined in the last 8 months or so, I am a pretty avid collector of oddball import stuff, if I can find it. But I haven't done a lot of it in the last 8 months. So if you go back, you'll see a ton of it. So this video is kind of like a throwback to basically this time last year. But in my Konami collection, most of them are vintage JNC. But Konami, they did a line of car of the 80s. And these cars are really tough to find. And that's what this Toyota Celica is. It doesn't have the year on it, but the detail on this thing is very impressive. You can see all the lensed detail with the indicators, reverse lights, brake lights, the interior, the glass, the trim, the the weather stripping around the glass, the seats. Everything about these prototypical wheels, just so on point. So that is a Toyota Celica GT. I am a collector of Toyota diecast as well. But anyways, here's some of the other cars available in that car of the 80s set. So I got this one. And I have this, but I think it's from a different Konami release. The Civics are impossible to find. Probably $20 to $30 a piece if you do find them. So here's what the front of the package looks like. And it is a blind box. You don't know what you're going to get. So really cool that he had a couple of those, because I did get another one. I guess I'll show that one right now. These cars do come like Kyosho or M2, I guess would be another example, where they are screwed onto a base. So, but unlike M2, it's not 2 screws, it's just 1. So they do come off a little bit quicker. But here's another car, the 80s Konami. These are just so hard to find. And I feel like his price on these was like really, really good. But here is your Mazda Miata. Just extremely detailed. Lensed headlights and tail lights, rubber tires with tread, prototypical wheels. Very, very highly detailed. So that's pretty sick. I don't have any detailed Miatas. Let's see. I'll do this one next. This is something I have not seen before. From Shuko. Jag S-Type, 1 to 64 scale. this is Shuko Jr., so it's not like the premium Shukos where you have like lens headlights, tail lights, and rubber tires and all that kind of stuff. This one is painted detail with plastic tires. However, the detail of the car and the sculpt and all the trim and everything like that is as nice as I've seen from any brand. So we'll just have to take a look at it. You just don't find premium detailed Jags like this. Kyosho, I don't think, has done it. I mean, it's just a sick car. That is a sick, sick ride. So there's your front end. You can see it's extremely detailed, but it is painted in Tampo detail. Same thing with the back. But a very, very nice car. Also has prototypical wheels. That's a nice, that's heavy too compared to a lot of those like really detailed cars that don't have rubber tires. I'll just keep working my way down the list here. I got this. I saw an episode of Jay Leno's Garage, which I've been actually starting to watch quite a bit of that show. And I saw one of these on there, and I remember watching the episode. I thought to myself, you know, I bet you that the Toy Pimp has one of those, and if he does, I'm going to grab one the next time I have a chance. And so that's what I did. It's a Honda. How many Hondas have you seen on Jay Leno's Garage? Honda S800. Sorry, just making sure I'm rolling here. It is scale accurate. It's a tiny little car, but you've got your side view mirrors, extreme detail lensed, transparent lensed headlights, and tail lights. I mean, just an insane amount of detail on these little cars. And I don't know how he gets them or what he pays for them, but for what he sells them to me for, I think they're underpriced. I think they should sell close to double what he sells them to me for. This little car is sick. If you saw the one on Jay Leno's Garage, it is a little beater, and some dude took and put a motorcycle engine and suspension in the car, and it had a real short throw on the shifter. Really cool episode, really unique thing, but I guess that's the thing with these. If you want to restore one, is to throw a Honda motorcycle engine in it. That's a sick little car, but just to give you a scale comparison, you know the Miata is a small car. These, by the way, are scale accurate. Well, a better scale comparison would be the Jag. You can see it's just tiny. But that's how those cars were. They were tiny. Okay, we're going to keep going. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more cars. Almost done. This one, he had this whole set. And I almost bought the whole set, but I just... The only one I really felt like I really wanted was this one. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw this afternoon. But it is from UCC Coffee. I think it's an older release. These are pretty tough to find. But I've been wanting a really nice Kenmeri Skyline, and here you go. I have another UCC Kenmeri, but it is a racing car. This is more of just a stock civilian model. You can see it's got a ton of detail. Those do appear to be painted headlights and tail lights, but they're so nicely detailed that if you don't look closely, they would almost appear to be lenses. I love the Kenmeri Skyline. I think it's the nicest looking Skyline. Either this or the C210. And they do have some similarities, but I just love the lines on this car. I just think it looks great. So that's pretty dope. Do we have a theme going on with silver cars? It looks like we might. All right. While we're on the theme of Skylines. Oh, wow, this is Kyosho. What is this? This is Kyosho? Oh, I thought that was Konami. So that the Honda is a Kyosho, as is this Nissan Skyline that I'm about to show you. I thought this was a Konami, but it most definitely is a Kyosho. It is a beautiful car. Holy cow, it is a gorgeous little car. Sorry guys, I know this. You know, one way to do it would be to just take everything out of the packaging and show it to you guys. But anyways, this is a, well, it's just a Skyline 2000 GT 4-door from Kyosho. Very similar to the 2000 GT from TLV, which I also have. The Kyosho actually appears to have a little bit more detail. Mainly because the side view mirrors, that's something Kyosho does. TLV does it, but you got to put them on. That is an impressive little diecast car. Nice roller. I love the lines on these Skylines. The surf line is just iconic. This color is sick. All the trim. Prototypical wheels. Lensed headlights and taillights. Painted indicators on the bumper. Fender mounted side view mirrors. Lensed taillights. Very nicely done, Kyosho. Very nicely done. Look at that car. That is sick. So that gets us down to the last two. Wow, this one appears... This one is for sure Konami. And it appears that it's never been open. That's really rare. It's rare enough to find a Konami car, but to find one that's still sealed. I think this is only the second one I've ever seen. I had to get this one mainly because, well, I love the car. It's a car that was never available in the U.S. commercially, but Hot Wheels just brought this car out with the Japan Historics 2. And I just really like the car. But I like all the JNC cars are pretty much like all right by me. This thing is beautiful. It looks untouched. I mean, it is as mint gets. This might be my favorite buy of the day. This is a Nissan Laurel HT 2000 SGX 1972. So here is your 1972 Nissan Laurel. And that is an absolutely beautiful model. So this one, like the Kyosho, lensed headlights and taillights, painted indicators on the bumper. That is just beautiful detail, just gorgeous. The lines on this car are sick. Prototypical wheels. That is incredible. That is quite possibly one of my favorite, and it does have suspension. Easily my favorite Konami. That might be in my top 5 of my entire diecast collection. I like that car that much. And last but certainly not least, this car right here is the whole reason. I haven't talked to the Toy Pimp in probably at least 6 months. Just I've had a lot going on with, you know, my family moved. I had a kid that was born. Just a lot going on in the last 6 months, and just really didn't have time to do diecast outside of like what I find at stores. But this car, when I saw pictures of it, I messaged him and said, yeah, I'm definitely going to need one of those. So he put it aside for me, and it is a Tomica limited vintage, but it's a limited vintage Neo. But TLV doesn't do a lot of stuff like this. Most of the stuff they do is older. This car is from 1997. And basically what it is, it's a 1997 Honda Civic Type R. Probably the nicest Honda Civic ever created in 1:64 scale right here. Now, stand by just for a second. I'm going to walk over to the wall. There's something on the wall that I want to grab that we can take a look at. So I'm not the foremost expert on Tomica limited vintage. So I don't know, for example, I don't know when. I know this car is new. It's a new TLV release. But this one here that I'm taking out has been out for a while. I think at least a couple years. But this is the Type R. Sick little car. But here's the one that they've had out. Little green one. And they are totally different toolings. Obviously, this one I think is a few years earlier. And it's not a Type R. I think it's shit. Where's the box? Oh. It's a SI-RS. So basically just a Civic SI. It has nice wheels on it, though. It's a nice little diecast car. But this Type R is sick. There's also one of these that he had that was like a dark gray, like silverish color. But it had the white wheels, and I just didn't think it looked right. It looked fine. I would have preferred with that car either black wheels or like a stainless look or like a nickel. But the white wheels on the gray didn't really do it for me. Now, if it was a black car with white wheels, I might have done that. The interior of this car is sick. This car is just sick. So, anyways, I really do love this Nissan Laurel, though. It's a big, heavy casting by Konami standards. It rolls fantastic. It has suspension. It has a great vintage look to it. So, all in all, I'd say I'm pretty happy with the haul. Mostly Japanese. In fact, it's all Japanese except for the Ferrari and the Jag. And I didn't realize, I thought that the Honda and this, I thought were both Konami, but turns out I got 2 more Kyosho pieces today than I thought I did, which I'm fine with because Kyosho is a great brand, and for what he's selling them for, I really should just buy all his Kyosho. Because if I were to go online, I would pay 2 to 3 times the price. He, by the way, if any of you guys are interested, he's on Instagram at _toy_pimp. He has loads of TLV, Tomica Premium. He has a little bit of Kyosho, a few Konami. And if you're looking for Hot Wheels, JDM, old Skylines, Japan Historics, he has a sealed case of Japan Historics 1. He's got a ton of stuff, and I'm sure he would love to earn your business. So if you guys holler at him on Instagram, tell him that Heavy Metal sent you. He really does have amazing diecast. His collection's pretty ridiculous. So, anyways, there you go. That's today's haul with a little bit of yesterday's haul. And I am now going to take some pictures for Instagram. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will holler at the next video.